Hi, everyone. Welcome to season 3 of Cold Castle Podcast. I know you guys have been waiting for such a long time. I've had people reach out to me, tell me, when are you going to start again? What do you need? Do you need anything? Well, here we are. And today with me, I have a special guest, my friend John Rigal, who I've met through another podcast, which is called Cápsula Roja. We record every Wednesday night, and we kind of talk about more of like farandula from the Dominican Republic and
mucho
other...
chisme.
Yeah, mucho chisme. And we also talk about like, social issues and relationships and, everybody's point of view kind of. But, I met him there. I didn't know much about him. I thought he was just this Lawrence guy who's over here, who's very machista or conservative or something. And I'm like, who is this guy? But then I got to really know him, and I was like, oh my God, like this guy is a hard worker. He's a wonderful husband, a great son, and, a really hard worker. And I just felt like maybe, he is someone that I can, get to know a little bit more and see how we can work together or whatever. So recently, John reached out to me. He said, hey, guys, by the way, I'm running for City Councilor At-Large for Lawrence. I was like, yes. Oh, my God, that is, like, perfect for you. Like, he has, like, the perfect name, guys. Don't you think? John Rigal. John Rigal. Like, isn't that name, like, just perfect? Like, doesn't it stick with you? Isn't it? Right? What do you think?
It's unique.
Right?
It's unique. Yeah.
So absolutely, I was like, I am on board. I met his wife, and I was like, this is a lovely family. Absolutely, I would be glad to help you with your campaign. And yeah, let's make a change, right?
Hey, listen, a change is needed. It's much needed. Hey, thank you for inviting me to your podcast. I was looking forward to this. I keep telling you, hey, let's do it. Let's do it. I like this. I like the idea of being here and expose myself. Like I told you, I'm not a exposed type of person. Mm-hmm. I don't like to be out there. I never did. I have to now. Mm-hmm. It's part of the commitment. And but yeah, I'm here. It's growing into me little by little.
No, I mean, thank you for being here. I was doing my podcast consistently for a while, and then I stopped because of some situation, and it was, a little discouraged. And you really like pushed me to like, come on, you can do this. Like, let's do it. What are you waiting for? Yeah. Like, you invested all this time and all this stuff, and like you should be on that. Like, let's go. And this is the real reason why I'm starting season 3 is thanks to John.
Yeah, you don't have to
I
take
appreciate.
me.
I appreciate you and your wife, because she was like, we're doing this week, and I was like, okay. I like people that are like that, like they're action driven, like they're like, okay, come on, we're doing this on this day, what time? And she was just like right on it. So
no, you know what's going on, Carlota. I'm that type of person. I don't let nobody put me down. I don't let nobody stop me. The only person who can stop me is God and myself. Amen. And when you told me, you tell me a little bit about what was going on. I'm like, listen, don't stop your dream. Just keep pushing. Push. Don't let people push you.
Yeah.
Because if people let people push you, mm-hmm. You're gonna go overboard. Push the other person overboard, not you. You're the one supposed to be on top, not them. Okay, so that's why I was like, forget about what's going on out there. Just keep doing it. You're gonna make it. I went through it. When I started my business, everybody was like, he's not going to make it. And these are big companies.
Yeah.
Bigger company than mine, way bigger. And they are, like they say, shitting on me. I didn't care. I know I had a dream. I know I had a goal. And I keep pushing. Did I went through hell? Yes.
I'm sure.
That's just part of the process, but I didn't let nobody or any company bigger than me tell me what I can and cannot do. And I just keep pushing it too. I'm not going to say I'm a millionaire, but my name is out there. In my industry, my name is well respected. And that's when I tell everybody, build a name. Have your name respected. And whatever the industry you are, make people respect your name. But you have to put the hard work.
That's how I knew you were a leader, because you got me to do that. And I tend to be the type of person who is just, yes, very smart, But I tend to when it comes to like social skills, I'm a little like odd, or I get a little discouraged of not being accepted or whatnot, whatever the reason is. But I'm working through that. It is like you said, it's a work in progress. So I appreciate, like, for real, like, you are literally you're a leader. So I'm very grateful and thankful for you. So back to the industry. In what industry do you have your business in?
The automotive transportation business.
And how long have you been doing that for?
It's gonna be 9 years now.
9 years.
Yeah, on my own, on my own company. 9 years.
Okay.
In the industry since 2003.
Okay. And so you went to school for that, right?
I went to school for automotive technology.
Okay.
So I have a degree in automotive technology.
Yeah.
I didn't practice my degrees.
Okay.
Because for some reason or another one, I kind of gravitated into the trucking industry. So I did towing for like 6 years, and then I did auto transport, and the auto transport part was like, I balanced things out. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I stay in the auto transport, because towing and transport is a completely different industry.
Okay.
Towing, you're out there, you're recovering vehicles.
Car breaks down.
Your car breaks down. You're more exposed to an accident.
Okay.
Or
bad parking, right? That
bad
sort of
parking.
Thing. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like me back in the days because of that, but that's a whole story. It's a whole different story. Right. But I decided to stay in the automotive transportation industry because it's more. There's more logistics to it. You got to think about this. You're dealing with more people. You're dealing with people $200,000 car, $500,000 car, $1 million car. So you need
And it's not something that's gonna go away.
No, it's not.
It's not something that's gonna go away. Not anytime soon.
There's always a vehicle that needs to be transported, one way or the other one.
Okay, but that going to school for that really gave you that base to be able to go from there.
Well, knowledge, what the knowledge of automotive technology is basically auto repair.
Okay.
But the knowledge of that, even though people probably don't see it like linking together, but it's automotive. So you need to know vehicles. You need to know the automotive world.
Okay.
Okay, to know what to do.
Okay.
And my degree helped me in some level on what I do. Okay. So now what I do, I'm going away from transporting into the logistic part, which I also do the logistics. There's a lot of thinking you need to know. Yeah. A lot.
I'm sure you can talk about this all day. So
I'm gonna stop you right there. It's a big. It's a big. Right there. It's a big industry.
Yeah. I'm sure. There's a little bit of everything.
But it's you could do it. Whatever you can. Going back to the previous comments, like whatever you set to do, you could do it. It's the only one that could stop you is you.
It's you.
And that's it.
Yeah. I saw something today that said anxiety, you can stop anxiety with action.
Yeah.
And that settled so well to me, because I'm like, sometimes I want to do something and I'm just so anxious and overthinking about it. Like, what is it? What's the outcome going to be? Just do it and see what happens.
I'm telling you, because I lived through it. I still, people don't understand. Anxiety and depression doesn't go anywhere. Mm-mm. It's still there. You live with it. Yeah. You just need to learn how to live with it.
Yeah.
And I learned how to live with it. And I learned by keeping myself busy, keep my mind positive, surround yourself with positive people. If you don't surround yourself with positive people, you're just constantly going to think about the negative.
Yeah. I'm so big on that, about removing certain people. I feel like when I remove certain people out of my life, people that I didn't have to just deal with anymore, my life got so much better.
It's a whole way better. It's like you
so
took a monkey off your back.
Yeah, because there are people, like, for example, I'm not saying everybody in your family, but they could be like that one family member who's married to a family member who you've always dealt with, and you always felt like, you know what, I just have to deal with that person because that person is. No, I don't.
No,
who says?
Hi and bye.
No, not even. I don't even have to say hi. I don't even have to say bye. It is what it is. Like, you on your way, I'm on my way. Like, I don't want anything to do with you.
You could do that too, but out of courtesy, if you see them, hi and bye,
Well, that's you, not me. You're out of my life. You're out of my life for good.
Well, trust me, I could erase you real quick, I just say out of courtesy, para no ser, como dicen, falta de respeto.
Yeah, no.
You don't want to go down their level. You're always going to be above.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. When they go low, you go high, right?
Exactly.
So, bringing back to family members, I love to learn about like your upbringing. And I know you've talked to me about your brothers, but again, we have an audience here who kind of want to know about it. So, how did you grow up? Who did you grow up with? Where did you grow up? Give me some background.
All right. So, I came to the U.S. in the late 80s.
Okay.
I was going back and forth between New York City and Dominican Republic. I grew up in Washington Heights.
Ooh.
So I grew up at 152 in Broadway. My childhood was a lot of back and forth, I would say.
Okay.
To Dominican Republic, New York City, Puerto Rico. My grandma used to live in Puerto Rico. I would say some of the best years of my childhood was in Puerto Rico.
Really?
Yeah.
How nice.
It was nice. I love living there with my grandma. I miss my grandma. My grandma passed away 5 years ago. But yeah, I was just another teenager in New York City. Everybody that lived in New York City knows how it is, especially back in the 90s. Everybody knows how it was New York City.
Did you play sports?
Yeah, I played sports. I played baseball. And in high school, I did swimming. I did indoor track. I kept myself busy, trying to stay away from trouble. But I also did Navy JROTC.
Okay.
Which helped me a lot to stay away from trouble.
I know you had mentioned that you grew up with a single mother. Is
that
correct?
Yes, I grew up with a single mom. Was a dictator. I would say she was a dictator.
Trujillo. That's what they call me. They call me Trujillito.
Yeah, literally, she was a Trujillo, and with two siblings. I'm the oldest of three.
Oh, so you had it rough. If you were the oldest, you were responsible for them. If they did something, you probably got in trouble for it. Yep. You had to do the cleaning. You had to be the example. So you had a lot of pressure, and you had to be the man of the house in a way.
Right? In a way, yes. You could ask my brothers. They'll look at me. Yes, as a brother, but I'm a little bit higher, more like a father figure. So if you go ask them, and they'll say we had never gone out.
No,
like
to have fun.
I'm not gonna say never. I went out on vacation with my cousin and my little brother, and that was like one of the first time ever, because they don't, it's like a parenting. They don't.
There's always that disconnect or like that thing of like respect.
It's more
respect.
of a respect type of thing. But we have fun when we get together. We have fun.
Yeah.
And I love having my brothers around me. They, like I said, they look at me way different than being just a brother. Yeah. But they have great respect to me. I have great respect to them. They're good kids.
You want to give a shout out to your brothers?
Yeah, shout out to Kenny and shout out to Chris. I love you guys. Keep up the hard work. Like I said, never let nobody push you down. You push them down.
And right? Your mom too. Say something nice about it, because you put it down. You said that she was Trujillo. I don't know.
You know what? After growing up, you learn with the years, and you get to understand why. At first, throughout my 20s, I'm like, diablo, mami, siempre me están jodiendo. That's us. We all did that, But, Mom, thank you. I really appreciate you kicking my butt all the time, pushing me, and giving me the education I have, and bringing me up to the man I am today.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I hope my kids talk about me like that one day. They better.
They're better. But you know what?
I'm trying my best. That's what I gotta say.
But you know what? In my life, I had three special women in my life. This is my mom, my grandma, and my wife. I've been married with my wife for 22 years. This summer.
I love you guys' relationship. You guys are very open and very like helpful for, like, it's almost like you guys are, it's gonna sound weird, it's like siblings. Like you guys just get along so well, and I love that. The
thing is, there's no reason why to be uptight about in a relationship. When you're you're open and you're free to say whatever you want to say. Of course, with the level of respect, you know, there shouldn't be any problem to be able to do that. Once you be able to accomplish to do that, your life, your relationship will go so far ahead, and you live with so relaxed. You know, you
don't have to walk on eggshells.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, like come home. Like I don't come home late. I come home and I stay home. But if I want to go out, I'll go out.
Yeah.
I don't have to take my wife, and she's fine with it. So that's.
So it ended up being that I met you and you became my friend, but now she's my friend now.
Yeah.
So
That's fine.
I just want to make that clear. Like,
that's fine.
She's my friend now. Me and you work together, but that's my friend.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't
Shout
mind.
out to Doralice.
You know, we have a group of friends, right? A group of my friends, but it's also her friends. We all get together on the weekends, and and all my friends bully her.
Why?
In a good way.
No, there's no such thing as good bullying.
Oh yes, yeah. Trust me. If you hang around with us, you know. But I enjoy it because I know she's having fun. She laugh. Okay. I laugh. My guys have my friends are so relaxed around her.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that because it's showing that, you know, as a relationship, you should be able to go out with your wife, with your friends, and not being uptight or feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Or like being careful what they're saying.
Or being careful what they say. No,
like
they say whatever they want, and my wife, she just they're just guys.
Yeah.
You know, so
Aww.
that's a good thing.
So now going into the whole City Councilor At-Large and all of that, what was the base of you going for this? Like, what made you do it? Did someone give you a call? Did a friend give you advice? Like, oh my goodness, you're like the perfect person for this? Or is it something that you've always wanted to do? You always wanted to make a change? Like, I am very curious as to why. Because politics is no walk in the park.
You really want to hear the answer of that?
Absolutely.
Okay. I know people are not going to like it, the answer.
Okay.
But you're not going to hear nothing from me that is not what I think or what I feel. Okay? That's what makes me different from everybody else. I'm doing this out of anger.
Wow.
Okay? I'm doing it out of anger, angry of my community not being put where they're supposed to be. I'm out of anger of I deal with a lot of outside people, outside Lawrence people.
Yeah. You've traveled a lot.
Yeah, I travel a lot.
Yeah.
And people that know about Lawrence, Massachusetts, they ask me, is Lawrence safe? I'm like, yeah, it is safe.
Oh, you know? Yeah. A lot of people say that. I have friends from other places who refuse to come to Lawrence. And
I'm not saying Lawrence is perfect. It's just like any, I would say, medium to big city. You know, where a lot of people, this good and this bad. Yeah. You know, everywhere. Even in North Andover, there's good and bad. You know,
of course.
Unfortunately, our community is being looked at a different way. And that pisses me off because we got leaders that are not working to change that perspective. You know?
If anything, you think they're making it worse?
They're might not making it worse, but they're not helping to fix it.
Okay.
You know? And by not helping to fix it is they're not pushing hard enough. See, if you want to change, if you really want to change something, if it doesn't come to you, go get it.
Got it.
Or push it to make it happen. And that's what I see, that people are not pushing. People are being submissive. People are being pushed around. And that angers me.
And something else that I've noticed about Lawrence, a lot of the politics are very third world country. Listen, a lot of people talking, and I don't know. It seems just a little. It's not professional. I come
from the same country they are. I'm from the Dominican Republic. Even though I grew up here, I grew up with the U.S. mentality, the U.S. way to see politics.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm still Dominican.
Got it.
And still have Dominican family. Still got Dominican friends. Yeah. I still go to the Dominican Republic. I still watch the Dominican politics. I don't want to do that politics. No. I want to do U.S. politics. I'm not sure that U.S. politics is the best politics in the world, but it's way better.
Way better. There's professionalism.
Exactly. There's level. So I keep watching all of this, and I see all the towns. I've gone to North Carolina, South Carolina. I've been to Virginia. I've been to Florida. I've been to Illinois. I've been to Indiana. I've been to Georgia. All these states, all the different towns. I've been to poor town, rich town. And we all got the same goal, is we want to be better every day. Yes, I see some changes in Lawrence, but not to the level or the potential, or they're not exploiting the potential that Lawrence has.
Got it.
Lawrence
has a lot of potential.
There's a lot of potential, but I see that only a little group of people are able to grab those opportunities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Unfair.
And when you're in the city council, you're supposed to fight for the right of the people.
Yeah.
Because the U.S. Constitution is for the people, by the people. Okay? They're not doing that. They're creating more laws or rules and regulation that are against the people.
That is not favoring.
It's not favoring. Yeah. They're making them pay. They're making them pay more, like the meters. Yeah. You know, you have a town full of buildings all over the place. You got people that work at nighttime. They come home to sleep, and they got to spend $15 daily to park at the street in front of the house.
Yeah.
You know, or in front of the buildings. In the wintertime coming around, now they're gonna have to pay $100 ticket if the car gets towed because of snow removal, plus
the towing company's
fee. The towing company fee,
which is like $250, $300.
No. I'm gonna give you this information. A lot of people say, "Oh, towing companies are ripping people off when when it comes to snow removal." No, that's a lie. Okay, towing companies that tow for the city or for the state, they are regulated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they are regulated by the state, so they have a set fee. There's for the first. Let's say your car goes in, you get 24 hours to get the car out of there. You pay $135. But the city charge you $100 for the ticket plus $40 or $50. I'm sorry, $50 city fee. They're not talking about that. They used to be $25. Now it went up from 25
to 50.
To 50 plus the 100. It's $150 going to the city.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought it was all for the.
No.
Oh.
And that's where a lot of people. They get mad at the towing company. Blah, blah,
they
blah.
go over there. They want to fight them. They want to get mad at them.
I'm telling you because I work the industry, and not because I'm going to defend them. But I defend who is right.
Yeah.
You know, if the towing company is in the wrong, I would say the towing company is in the wrong. Now the city's in the wrong because and I understand some people don't want to move their cars because
it's uncomfortable.
But yeah, it's not just that. They move the car, but they don't clean the snow. So it's a trickle effect, you know. Yeah. And what I see is that the city is not organized enough, like it used to be back in the days. I used to do snow removal back in the days, but it was well organized. You know, everybody used to move their cars. Some people didn't because they forgot
for whatever reason.
They have a reason. Unfortunately, they get their car towed, but. When you have a city that is getting, instead of going forward, going backwards, you see it.
Yeah.
20 years later, instead of making the system better, it's getting worse.
So can you give me some of the key points that you're really focused on for your campaign? Like, what is it that, when you do become the city councilor at large, what are those things that you really, really want to focus on? Those three, give me 3 or 4 things that you are looking to, put your energy and effort into.
So three of my main point would be the youth.
Okay.
Trying to get more youth out of the streets.
Okay.
Into programs, sports, make them do something.
Yeah.
You know, get them off the phone, get them off the tablet, and make them active. Infrastructure.
Okay.
City infrastructure.
What do you mean by that?
Well, everybody's talk about developing. Developing is good, but it gets to a point where we are so saturated that there is a chaos. It becomes chaotic. There's no parking. There's no parking as is right now.
No, there's no parking.
You know, there's not. They're trying to build more apartment, but we got less parking.
We have no space.
We got no space. The streets are too small. Okay, a lot of cars around.
And people are not accustomed, at least in this area, to be like, you know, to take public transportation. They're not accustomed to it.
They say they got free public transportation, but you got one bus every hour.
Yeah.
You know, how are you going to get to work?
Yeah.
Even though it's free, but how are you going to get to work? You know,
yeah, if you got to be at work at 9, you have to be on the bus at 5 a.m.
Exactly.
So that's not really feasible, especially if you have children that go to school or whatever the case may be.
So the infrastructure is one thing. And then public safety. You know, public safety is very big. You cannot ask, you know, to be safe when you don't have enough police officers.
So that will be one of your focus areas, would be to get more police officers, more funding?
And one of the reasons we don't have enough police officers, is because we're not paying them enough. So nobody's going to go work for cheap. Not nowadays.
Not risking your life,
you know, especially when you have to walk around with a gun and a badge, and you know.
Or if you have to go up to a third floor and arrest someone and bring them down the stairs, like that's a lot.
It's a lot. You know what I mean? Work. So if I come in as a cop to Lawrence, yeah, I get my police academy paid for free. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do my 6 months or a year, whatever it is. And I'm out. I'm going to another city and I'm gonna work less, get paid more.
Yeah,
that's human nature. Okay, so we gotta look now. We gotta come in. It's not gonna be from one day to another one. We gotta come in and look for the funds. You know, get the money. Unfortunately, things gonna have to. We're gonna have to stop somewhere. Something.
Wasteful. You got to end wasteful spending.
Exactly. I wasn't gonna go there, but we gotta stop wasteful money and spend the money where we need it.
Yeah. Safety
is priority. Okay.
Yeah.
Without safety, we doom. We need police officers. We need more fire trucks. Okay. We have buildings here with 1,000 people. You know, Merrimack Street. You got a Common Street. We got a bunch of buildings there. Yeah. Exit Street, and every day there's more and more development. More projects. We have a good fire department. But if something happened, God forbid, like Malden Mills, we have to wait
for other towns
to send assistance.
And if they can't, what happens?
God forbid.
So that's the whole point that you brought up about development. Like, yes, you can build new houses, you can put this other, but at the same time, as you're building more housing and more, you know,
and we're not thinking about
you're not thinking about like, okay, do we have enough fire trucks to cover all this area?
Fire trucks, police officers, all of that. It have to be hand to hand. You cannot develop a city if you don't have your safety hand to hand. You have to have it. Okay.
So those are areas of improvement.
Exactly. You're improving, but you're only improving one side. You're not improving the other side. You're not improving your safety. You know, police officers. If something happened in Salvatore building, right?
The Riverwalk?
Huh?
Riverwalk?
Yes,
okay.
Riverwalk.
Yeah.
That's a big building.
It is.
That's a big building.
The apartments?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The Merrimack Street
it doesn't
apartments.
matter.
Yeah.
From South Union Street all the way to the highway.
Yeah.
That's a lot of area to cover. You know.
Do they have enough fire trucks? Do you know to cover that? No.
So
they will have to get support from other towns.
Exactly.
Wow.
You know, God forbid. I don't. You know, but
so they're just building and building and building with a baseless.
Exactly.
With like no.
You know, yes, we got a new truck the other day, but that's only one truck. We got 2 ladders. Okay, you see, I'm a person that I think of the worst case scenario.
Yeah. We got to be prepared for it.
To be ready for the worst case scenario. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be caught with the pants down, because that's a problem. Okay, so those are my focus right there. And there's all the other stuff that I want to be able to help fix. But a lot of people tell me, but the way you want to do it doesn't quite work for the city. And I'm like, why? It's like, because you portray yourself like kind of like dictatorship type of thing.
No,
like rough.
You know what it is? Everyone around here is Democrat. I don't know what's your. Are you inclined to any party? Are you independent?
I was a Democrat.
Okay.
But the Democratic Party doesn't represent me anymore.
No, I agree.
I'm more of a Republican. I know people, they're going to be like, oh, he's a Republican. You know what? You need to read like I did. I read. I did my research and I learned. When you research, you learn. Exactly. Okay? Don't let other people tell you otherwise. I'm not telling people, come and become a Republican or anything like that, or Democrat. No. Take your time, do your research, and you learn. Yep. On your own, you open your eyes. Okay? But I'm not the type of guy they're going to wait for things to happen. I'm going to make it happen.
Got it.
Okay? I'm going to go out there. If you don't want to give it to me, well, guess what? I'm going to go get it. Okay? And if it's for my town to become better, if you're just procrastinating to trying to give us what we need, guess what? It's not going to work for me. You better give it to us. Okay? This is what we need. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's why we pay taxes.
Action.
We need to take action on what we need to do. Okay? If you don't like it, I'm sorry, get out of my way.
Yep.
Okay? I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's the current mayor or the future mayor or my constituent next to me. If you don't like it, get out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let nothing of anybody stand on my way of getting what the city needs.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what we need. We need people. It doesn't have to be myself. It could be anybody. But we need people to come in and actually wants to do a real change. That wants to take action.
Work.
Okay? Work for it. I don't need this. I don't need to be exposing myself, exposing my family. None of that.
You were just fine on your own.
I was just fine on my own.
With your business, with your wife, your dog.
And my dogs. I was thinking about retiring in 5 years.
Okay.
My wife and I, we have a 10-year plan. We have 5 more years. And I told my wife, you know what, we're going to have to put a hold on that. And she knew. And that's why she's my wife, because she supports me in what I want. Or, what I want to do. And we put a hold on it. Because I really want to be able to say, I help Lawrence change.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I really want to do. People ask me, hey, do you know how much the city council make? I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't care.
I know. I asked you that one time. I said, do you know how much you make? You're like, I don't know. I don't. Do they
I really
get paid? I was like, yes, a little something, but it's not a lot.
Yeah, I am gonna get paid. How much? I don't know. From the bottom of my heart, I still don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't let anybody tell me, because I really don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not in this for the money. I got my own money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't need to sit there and pretend like I'm somebody. I'm not. I'm just a regular civilian that's tired of not seeing the true change.
Yeah. That we deserve. We're very hardworking. Our children deserve it.
Yeah. We don't want nothing else. We just want to be better. We just want we want a town to be represented by people that actually cares.
Yeah.
They bring the taxes up. They give people tickets. Do this, do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. But yet everybody else on the higher end, they could do whatever they want. Okay, if we live in the United States of America, and the government is for the people, by the people, let's do it like that. Let's do it. Yes, we need laws. We need rules. Everybody has to follow the laws and the rules. But at the same time, people don't need to live under fear, okay, or being, with repercussion, or, let me tell you this. I'm running for everybody. Now, if you look at this podcast, if you are Puerto Rican, Dominicans, Guatemalan, Peruvian, Venezuelan,
white,
I don't care where you're from. I don't see color. I'm from New York City. In New York City, we don't see color. We all the same, okay? We all have an attitude, okay? We all fight for what we want. We all hard worker. So I don't care where you're from. I'm here running for everyone.
Love that.
Plain and simple. If you from El Salvador, if you from Brazil, hey, fala português, my friend from Brazil. Okay. If you're from Brazil, we all immigrants. Yeah. We all want to become better. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
even if you're white, you're immigrant. I don't care what you say. Okay.
And our children deserve it.
Yeah.
Because that's why we migrated here. We migrated here for a better future for our future generations. So yeah.
That is all.
You just want to work hard. Don't stand in our way.
I would love to see. You know how many times I've gone in different states, and I'm like, damn, man, we could do this. We could do the same exact thing in Lawrence, the same thing. But yet, as a community,
only for some people.
As a community, we're not clicking. We're being separated. And we cannot do this no more. We have to come together. We got to work together. It could be community. It could be politics. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to come together, work together to have a better city. And that is all. What the state says and what the federal says, that's not our concern. Mm-hmm. We got to worry about our town.
Yeah.
Yes, we need money from the federal and the state. But they're not going to give it to us if we don't go get it.
Yeah. Or have a organized plan to do it.
Exactly.
Of course.
Because they want to see where the money's going.
Yeah. So, we're almost coming to an end, but I really want to invite people to, reach out to you. What ways can they, support you, or, how can they reach out to you or get in contact with you?
Well, yeah, if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me through Facebook at John Rigal At-Large. Also Instagram, same thing, John Rigal At-Large.
I'll put it
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also you could call me directly at 978-804-4743. More than welcome to text me, call me, doesn't matter. If
WhatsApp, does that have WhatsApp too?
Yeah, WhatsApp. Oh, nice. Yeah, you could hit me. You go call me on WhatsApp or text me on WhatsApp, or however you want to reach out to me. Yeah. You're good.
And and also there's an email, John Rigal At-Large at gmail.com.
Yeah, John Rigal At-Large at gmail.com.
So when is your campaign taking off?
Well, my campaign is going to be May 8th.
May 8th.
Yep. Okay. At the restaurant is called 11
Restaurant and Bar.
11 Restaurant and Bar. Yes. At I'll give you the address. No, it's 226 Extra Street.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm concentrating looking for information here. So so May 8th at 11 Bar and Grill, 626 Extra Street, Lawrence, Mass, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you're more than welcome to come.
Yeah. Say hi.
Say hi. We're gonna have some, food. It's gonna be open for everybody.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bar if you wanna,
cash
buy
bar.
Mm-hmm. A cash bar if you wanna buy a drink and stuff like that and hang out. Listen, I'm just like you. Don't look at me like one of those regular politician, uptight, with a suit and tie that, excuse my French, the shit don't stink. Once again,
I like that.
I am a regular person. I'm a mortal person. You could come up to me and ask me any question that is not personal.
Because you gotta have your privacy, right?
Okay.
You gotta keep that.
There's a privacy line. You can ask me anything about me. Nothing about my other half. That's
You protect her, yeah.
Yeah, that's a no man's land right there. So, but yeah, once again, I'm just me. You're not gonna hear anything from me that's not coming from me. You know, I'm not gonna read a scripture on a piece of paper. I'm not gonna let anybody tell me what to say, what not to say. Okay, this is me.
Yeah.
Okay, and I hope I would love to count with your support. Give me a chance. I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, really want to make this change. I want, if I leave this world a day after, I want to be able to say, at least I try.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
It takes courage. So
it takes courage.
Yeah.
Trust me, I didn't want to do this. But I have.
You have to. Somebody has to do it, right?
Somebody have to do it. And that's me.
Well, John, thank you so much for accepting the invite. I hope we continue to work together and, make that change that you really want. So everyone is welcome to May 8th at 11 Bar and Grill is on 226 Exeter Street. It's going to be the campaign kickoff event. And yeah, reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Carlota, for inviting me, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
You'll make it big. I promise you.
I hope so. I owe my kids.